Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Guru TFJ. On my channel, you'll find pure cinema, comedy, film and album reviews, and more. Today's video is entitled Why Ryan Gosling Should Be the Next James Bond, and in brackets, Other Contenders. I'll discuss the landscape of Bond, and that is the subject of the video. D'accord, let's begin. Ryan Gosling. So, bit of an overview on Ryan Gosling. His middle name is Thomas. He shares that name with Sean Connery, whose full name was Sir Thomas Sean Connery. Ryan Gosling's Canadian. So that would be an interesting twist on an English character, arguably the English character in film history, and certainly up there in literature as well. The Ian Fleming books is where it all started. Sean Connery, of course, was Scottish. Pierce Brosnan was Irish. George Lazenby, I think, was Australian. So, you know, we've seen people that haven't been English play the character before, so that's a cool twist on it. Sean, of course, was the very first Bond, so right from the off, that was a cool twist on it. It would harken back to that. Ryan Gosling's acting style. He's charismatic, a heartthrob, a real ladies' man. If I'm Casanova, Justin Timberlake reference. He's funny. He's well equipped for action, see The Grey Man, Only God Forgives, etc. Drive also, more on those films in a second. He's a good improviser, all the stuff he did in The Big Short, you know, you could tell he was improvising that a lot, and having looked into the film, there was some improv, there was plenty of improv on that set. He's got musical credentials, possibly not applicable when it comes to Bond, but still, hey, how about a Bond musical number? The very first ever James Bond musical number. City of Stars, are you shining just for Bond? James Bond. There's a bit of a La La Land reference there. His key films, Ryan. Drive, La La Land, The Grey Man, Blade Runner 2049, and yes, Barbie. More on that in a second, the Barbie factor. We're getting to that. How good would he be? So this is a factor, sort of, you know, what it sounds like. How good would Ryan Gosling be as James Bond? And marks out of 10, I think he would smash it. I'm going with 10 out of 10. He'd possibly be the best Bond ever. Now then, the Barbie factor. As Carmelo Hayes would say in WWE, let's talk about it. Or Cody Rhodes would say, so what do you want to talk about? The Barbie factor for right now. I would say it doesn't prevent Ryan Gosling from being Bond. Potentially. The Ken role was iconic, yes. But it shows Ryan's range. See, it could have hurt his career, could have killed his career, I think. But he instead made it work big time. Bond would be the same in my humblest of humble opinions. As I said, I think he'd smash it. Now I'm going to look at other contenders for the role. Start with Aaron Taylor-Johnson. So these are like likely scenarios or people that might be good. So I've got 3 others here that I'll mention. Aaron Taylor-Johnson was almost confirmed at one point before the Amazon purchase. More on that in a second. Could be a rugged and different take on the character. His acting style, a bit intense. He plays flawed characters, nocturnal animals, for example. He's quite kooky in everything he's in, really. His key films, Bullet Train, The King's Man, and Nocturnal Animals. Very interesting performance in The Nocturnal Animals. It's a good film, that. Another contender, Tom Hardy. A great choice, I think. Possibly too similar to Daniel Craig, one could argue. There's the Layer Cake connection there. They were both in a film called Layer Cake, circa 2004, 2005. There's that bit near the end, not to give anything away, but there's an exchange between Tom Hardy when he says to Daniel Craig, "Long live the king." So if Tom Hardy got cast, you'd see a lot of references to Layer Cake, and that could be an interesting aspect of it all. Tom Hardy's acting style, brooding, masculine, high energy level. Tom Hardy's key films, Legend, Inception, Warrior, and of course, Layer Cake. How good would he be? How good would Tom Hardy be as James Bond? I'm going to say 10 out of 10. He'd be amazing. And then the third, you know, like just to include, as I say, and get some other people in there. Henry Cavill. So last time in the Bond selection, it got down to Daniel Craig, Matthew Good, who's brilliant, and Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is a franchise player, e.g. Superman and Mission Impossible, via Mission Impossible Fallout. Cavill would be more clean-cut than Craig, for sure. Producers and the franchise have already shown an interest in Cavill because he got to the final 3 last time before it was Craig. Henry Cavill's acting style, suave, sophisticated, and he's a leading man. He really is. He really is. His key films, Man of Steel, Mission Impossible Fallout, and Man from U.N.C.L.E. How good would he be? How good would Henry Cavill be as James Bond? I'm going to say 6 out of 10. He'd do a good job. In conclusion, Ryan Gosling is my choice, 100%. I can't wait to see the future of the franchise. I think the Amazon factor is a good thing. We'll actually be getting content, man. Content. You might see spin-offs, e.g. Q, Moneypenny, and M. And I think Ryan Gosling could reinvent what playing Bond is. That concludes this video. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me via links in the description below. I hope you enjoyed that audio and visual stimulation. With that, I say tie, meaning take it easy.